Aha! Showtime!
And that can only mean one thing, folks. Friday evening, a little earlier than we're used to, but I think we'll be able to get by. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, degenerates of all ages. Welcome to the show. Once again, Friday evening, That Fuzzing 518 show. Here for your listening and visual pleasure. How's that sound? We have a busy show tonight, folks. We have the one, the only, one of my favorite people in the whole world. Myron Lauzon is going to be on. We're going to be talking about the new book. It's called Fortune Hunter. I've had a chance to go over it 3 different times now. And it's nothing short of amazing. We'll get into that with him in a couple minutes. We also, in the 8 o'clock hour, we have Niksen coming on. We're going to talk about their new release. It's called Ghosts. Got a couple of songs to play from them. And we'll talk to the boys about music, what they've been up to, and some other nonsense that I come up with on the fly. So I'm looking around the studio. I mean, I got a ton of shit in here, guys. I mean, it's you guys can see it, you know. So I'm looking around, and I was looking at the panty collection that we got going on here. And I think we don't have a pair of pink panties. We need a pair of pink panties. I'm gonna have to see what we can do about trying to procure one. So anybody that wants to donate, you know what to do. Hit me up in the PMs, and I'll send you the address. I'll send you executive producer Dan's address. He can go through all my mail. How's that sound? I'm about to get yelled at for camera, ain't I? No, not yet. Robert, I appreciate that, bro, and I might take you up on that. Do me a favor, send a PM to the show, will you please, with your information, and we'll talk to you. Jess, good evening, lovely to see you. Lucas, hello. Bob, nice to see you. All right, I guess I got to turn the camera on so you guys can see my ugly face. I'm going with the luscious librarian look tonight. Huh? Nah. Come on, ladies. Don't be fainting out there now. We can't have everybody passing out. I know. You guys are like, whoa. Wishful thinking, right? So that's what's going on in the show tonight. We have a whole bunch of stuff to get to. Capital Underground has their new episode up. Went up there Monday. Another one. I think we're at episode 7. No. Episode 7? We at 7 already? Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Make sure you guys go check that out. Local music. Ralph does it right. You guys know, you guys remember Capital Underground from way back when? Well, it's the renovated version of it, and it's pretty spectacular. So make sure you guys check that out. That's exclusively on nippertown.com. Share this, Demi. Go on. You guys had your chance. All gone. Executive producer Dan, you have to make the bank deposit for all that money we made there. Yeah, that's right. It's all gone, my friend. All gone. So let's see. Share this, Demi's going. There's this little thing going on, guys. I don't know if you've seen it or not. There's posters all over the place for it. Let me see if I have a copy of that somewhere around here. Do I? I didn't download it, did I? I'm such a bastard. Wow, that's wrong. Anyways, Reverbicon 2021. All right, Reverbicon 21 is Saturday, June 5th. It's going to be at the Broken Road Barbecue and Bar in Schaghticoke. Now, actually, Ralph was just live a couple minutes ago and was kind of like showing the layout of the place. This place is going to be cool. There's like a little area for the vendors are going to be set up. Then there's a spot like right in the middle where the stage is probably going to be. And then there's more room down that way. The place is huge. It's huge. There's a good amount of parking. I mean, this is going to be lit, guys. So make sure you guys check it out. Live music, vendors, attractions, special guest appearances, artists, family fun, food, indoor and outdoor exhibits, contests, and much more. Joe Mansman and the Midnight Revival Band is going to be there. Peter Anello is going to be there. And I think it's Verbino. I think I'm saying it right. I was hard, and the Trailer Park Moonlight are going to be there also. Artist Kevin Conrad, wrestler Fox Vineyard is going to be there. Thank you so much to Collar City Printing, Collar City Concrete, Corpse FX, Nippertown, Capital Underground, and of course us here at the lovely Fuzzing 518 show. But Reverbicon 2021 is going to be off the hook, guys. Make sure you guys go and check it out. June 5th, 2021, Broken Road Barbecue and Bar up there in Scannacook. And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there hanging out, shaking hands, kissing babies. Kissing hands, shaking babies. Who knows what the fuck I'm going to be doing, right? You're such a nasty boy. Hell no. I don't want your damn tighty whities. All right. Reverbicon's done. Where's my other little card? So this week we had Monday, of course, was 420. Everybody knows. The day after that was what? National Surprise Drug Test Day. No. My stand-up comedian. You know what? I'm going to need that dude. What's that dude's name? The comedian? Yeah, Robert, I'm going to need you, man. Hey, Stan. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, Robert, I might need you to write me some material. So 5 years ago on the 21st was the 5-year anniversary of Prince passing away. It's hard to believe it's been that long. I saw it was 5 years. I'm like, holy shit, that's crazy. Jim Steinman died. That was on 420. Jim Steinman passed away. He was like, he worked with Meatloaf a lot, Bonnie Tyler, those sort of folks, Celine Dion, and Queen Elizabeth on the 21st turned 95 years old. 95. That's old, man. That's really old. So, trash that one. So, oh man, there's a lot of people in the chat. He says, amen, good. No, Bob, not Brown. Don't say Brown, bro. Oh, come on. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I got something this is important. I know we screw around a lot on here, but this is actually pretty important that I wanted to touch on because, I mean, it's kind of a weird topic to start the show off with. But I'm going to bring Myron in. I'm going to bring executive producer Dan in also, so we can kind of chat about this a little bit. You know what, Chris? She doesn't. She looks stunning for 95, believe me. So let's bring Myron in. Myron, good evening, sir. How are you?
What's up, guys?
Executive producer Dan, we'll bring him in also.
Oh, that one's for you, Myron.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have heard. I know Myron, I talked to you about it earlier. Exec Dan, I don't know if I talked to you about it or not, but good evening, Suzanne. There is a trend on TikTok going around that April 24th is National Rape Day. Now, what this is these guys started this thing where they're saying that on April 24th, that it is legal to sexually assault someone for the whole day. Now, it's a hoax. It goes back to, Snopes brought it back to like 2010, that this was a thing back then. Yes, I know, Jess. Definitely, that's what I'm saying. It's not funny, dude. It's not funny. It ain't right to do that. And here's why. Because even if these guys were joking, all right, how many sick fucks are out there that are going to pick up and be like, oh, really? I didn't know. Well, let me, exactly, Jess. That's why I'm trying to bring it to everybody's attention. Because a lot of people I've asked are like, I've never even heard of that. So I'm trying to kind of like get the word out there. And they're saying it's a hoax, but even if it is a hoax, there's people out there that might pick it up and run with it. So,
might as well call that also the National Open Carry Women's Day too.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Pepper spray, nut kicking boots. I mean, the whole 9 yards. So, ladies, listen to me. And for what it's worth, if I find out it's happening, if I see it happening, I don't like the fight, but I know how to do it. All right, let's put it that way. Somebody will definitely be going down. So I'm going to run down a little list. Before I do that, what do you guys think about that, dude?
People are stupid.
Putting that out, that's just stupidity to start with. Whatever asshole decided to come up with that joke or not funny. Not funny.
No, not in the least bit. Now, I guess TikTok looked for the video where they were looking for the origin of it and couldn't find it, I guess. I don't know if it was deleted. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's way above my pay grade. But like they said that they're going to keep their eye out for it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like,
is you tell me they can't find it, I call bullshit on that.
I do too. And it's already out. It's already out there. You know what I mean? Even if they can't find it, let's say they can't find it, right? It's already out there. So like, I mean, people have seen it. People have probably shared it with people. People pick up on it and they see it, and then the sick fucks get a hold of it. It's like, so I don't know, dude. It's, you know, I'm some of the shit in this world, I'm just tired of it, man. I think that I don't know. I'm gonna get on the soapbox and start talking shit. So I'm gonna behave myself and be quiet. But I just wanted to bring it to the ladies' attentions, and you know what? Maybe some guys too. Maybe some guys somebody may try to take advantage of them. Who knows? But still, I'm putting this out there so everybody knows that it's a thing, but it's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like it could be a thing, but it's not a thing. So don't like get, you know, freaked out or anything like that, but be aware. That's what I'm trying to say is like raise awareness. Be aware of it. So I come up with a little list for the ladies and for some of the gentlemen, I guess. Be aware of your surroundings. Use the buddy system if it's available. I mean, I know girls kind of stick together like when they go to the bathroom and stuff. Great idea. Make sure you guys are doing that. Do not leave your drinks unattended for any reason. Please don't leave your drinks unattended. That's like one of the biggest things now is that shit. Don't leave your drink unattended. Ask for an escort to your car if you don't feel safe. Most of the time a bouncer will walk you out, a bartender will walk you out, something like that. So ask for an escort if one of them is available. Park close to the buildings, preferably in a lighted area. And make sure you have your phone handy or your pepper spray or both. Make sure you guys let somebody know where you're going to be. Make sure you're checking in. That's always helpful. Free drinks are great, but unless you saw it mixed, I wouldn't take it. Have a non-drinker there to watch over the group, like a DD, something like that. Have them watch over the group. That'd be a good idea. Make sure you have a get home safe plan and trust your instincts. Your gut is usually right. So just be careful out there, folks. That's all I'm trying to say. I just wanted to get that out there. I know I talked about it briefly Wednesday night when I did a little stint on Mike and Jim's show, which was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing that. So a good time there. So ladies, just be aware, be careful, please. Everybody be careful out there. It's a fucked up world we live in now. And just be careful. I did my PSA for the day. I feel good about myself now. You know what I mean? I feel good about myself. Should I feel good about myself, executive producer Dan? What do you think?
Sure, why not?
All right. Shall I nuke you now or later?
Whenever.
And he's gone. Myron, what's up, my friend? How are you, brother?
Good.
It's good to see you, man. I know we just seen each other like a couple minutes ago, but something to that effect, anyways. Welcome to the show. You've been here before. You know the deal. Feel free to interrupt me whenever you want. All about you, bro. Will you dude, you never cease to amaze me. I'll give you guys a little background. Like Myron does everything that you see drawn around here, with the exception of stuff that I like stole off the internet. Everything you see that's drawn, I mean, there's all the ones in the middle up here are done by Myron. That whole side over there is done by Myron. We have the brand new Nipper and Fuzz Day at the Park, we're going to call it. We got that one. I mean, there's just Myron stuff. It's all over the place. The Zombie Bison is one of my favorite, and that is in between Lola Montez and 009 the Sniper. Dude, you're all over the place over here.
Honored part of the studio. I appreciate the shout out and the opportunity. It's been a lot of fun.
Dude, absolutely, man. We have a blast, and you're very accommodating for my mental illness. Everything I say to you usually bring it like next morning. He's usually like, yeah, check this out. You know, Oh, Heather, hello. That's Sugar Bears to you, my friend.
I know. Hi, Heather. Love you.
So we're going to be talking about the new book. It's called Fortune Hunter, 64 pages with extended bonus sketchbook in the back. This thing's got a lot of meaning. Let me show you guys the cover real quick if I can find it. Did I download that? I did. There it is. There's the cover to Fortune Hunter right there. I cut off a little bit of the bottom of it. My apologies.
That's all right. You got most of it.
I got most of it, you know what I mean? But if they want to see the rest of it, make sure you buy one. We're gonna put your scroll on the bottom too. How's that? It's all about you tonight, brother. So this book, actually, you know what? Before we get into this book, I want to do that last because I want to talk about your catalog, the other stuff that you've done, because you've done, like I said, Lola Montez, 009 this Sniper, but it goes back even further than that. When did you actually start writing comic books or drawing, you know what I mean?
Actually,
producing comic books. How's that?
You're right on both sides. So I'm the writer and the artist. So actually, this month is the 4-year anniversary of when I've actually got my ass in gear and said, you know what? Marvel and DC aren't knocking on my door, so it's time to get it done and get into my self-publishing under my Psycho Fire Productions banner. And I started in, roughly in 2017. My first release was actually April that year, which is the Tilt #1. The Tilt is an end of the world story. There's aliens, superpowers, government conspiracy theories, a lot of just fun, colorful action like the comics that I loved as a kid, And there's 3 issues of the Tilt currently in print, 1, 2, 3. From there, I had the In Between, with the full-length graphic novel. That's actually 80 pages. There's 40 pages of one story, and then there's some short stories in the back. That was quite a labor. That took me a whole summer to put together back in that year as well. It's about a coming-of-age story of a young witch. Her mom is from a line of witches, and her dad is a god, and there's magic and a lot of esoteric stuff for those people that are into the witchy stuff. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff you can relate to in there. Then I kind of I bounced to The Adventures of Kid Time, set in the 70s. It's kind of campy. It's Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix are the 27th Legion. They all died at 27, thus the 27th Legion. Mm-hmm. They protect mystic relics from evil, and they bop around through space and time. And it's set in the 70s, so it's fun. There's Woodstock, and there's magic mushrooms. There's aliens. It's a little bit of everything going on there. The Pearl of Wisdom is a book that my son Peter, who's now just turning 19 this year, he was 10 years old and he wrote this story, and it was so friggin' cool. It's like a Chinese parable, and I'm like, that needs to be a kid's book. So I did painted artwork, and he and I collaborated on that, and really, really, really fun story set in ancient China. Then I kind of the In Between called me back, so I did a couple of issues of what I called the Tales of the In Between. There's 1 and 2 of that, and it's Morrigan, the main character, some short stories, an anthology and style, and those are pretty fun. Then I did a tribute book for most of you guys would probably remember if you've been around for a while, the band Attica, big Colony staple back in the day, back in the late 80s and early 90s. Mike Valeni, you know him from Brick by Brick and the Bruise Brothers as well. He and I went to art school together, actually, believe it or not. And I used to do a comic book, a really chintzy stapled together paper thing for them back when we were in school. And so they released kind of an underground tracks unreleased album, last year. And so I did an homage. We did one more book, the Heavy Metal Misadventures of Attica, and kind of tied the Attica story up. And it was pretty fun. There's some laughs in there and some nods to some stuff from back in the day. I have 009 the Sniper, like we talked about, which was the collaboration with your friend and mine, Chris Jacobson. And it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek history of his band Untamed through the years, with a storyline that's like 007, and because he's a big fan. So we had some real fun with that, and he and I kind of talked back and forth as we built that.
One
Then,
second. One second.
yeah, but
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher James Antiques and Collectibles is located at 260 Main Street in Lee, Massachusetts. Check out his eBay store. It's Christopher James Antiques and Collectibles. Sorry, go ahead.
well done. I love the plug. Slid right in there. And that store is awesome. I have shopped there. What a great store. So then your friend and mine, Lola Montez, her and I did a collaboration. We knew each other from a few years back, and we took her adult entertainer persona and turned it into a superheroine in the comic book form. And we may revisit that again at some point, but there's some really cool prints from her that are in the book, and they're signed by her and kissed with lipstick. So got a few of those kicking around yet. Then we have, let's see, what did Blood Red. So Blood Red is kind of going to be the story that creates what I'm calling tentatively the Myron verse.
Oh,
So all the books live in the same universe now for the most part, and this kind of threads the story together. A lot of story yet to be told there. I haven't gotten too far with that one yet because it's like shiny red squirrel and I'm off, on to the next thing. So, but definitely going to go back to that. Then, when we were talking, about Chrome and our good friend Darla and, trying to help them out, I did the book 13, entitled it 13, just because that was my 13th book. And it timed out just right. So that was something that was a giveaway strictly through the telethon that we did to support Chrome. And it's a book of prints of artwork that I've done that you can't get anywhere else but there. So that was kind of cool. And that, that rolls us up to the current book, Fortune Hunter.
who was the singer for Attica named Chris?
So there was, when I first started hanging out with him, it was Chuck Robillard was the singer.
Yep.
Then there was Scott Featherstone. There was Chris. Oh my God, that's crap. I'm having a brain cramp, and he's
I can't think of it either.
Chris Grennan.
Grennan. Damn it. Yes, you're right.
And
yep, you're right.
All good dudes, and the history of that band. Such a good band for that time and era, and I was fortunate enough to be involved as a road crew member for them, and back at Saratoga Winners, and and I remember them winning the Battle of the Bands and opening for Slayer and Testament at RPI Fieldhouse.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big point in life and time, in local music for sure.
Interesting side story to this whole Attica thing. I was actually the first band I was ever in. I was in a band with Steve Morrow called Hemorrhage.
Yeah. Steve's awesome. He's one of my favorite people out of that band for sure.
And
but
he made me sing first, which I don't sing. I don't sing. So that didn't go over well. This guy Carl was playing drums. Carl was awesome. I miss Carl a lot. And then I don't know what happened. It's kind of split up. And then I got hooked up with Chris. And then Chris was looking for a drummer. So I'm like, I'll play drums. So I learned how to play drums fast. And I tried out for the band. It was Lost Reality at the time. And then evolved into like Untamed and all that stuff. So yeah. Interesting side note to that.
Of Fuzz Kabajian.
So let's talk about this gem right here, buddy.
So what am I looking at? Are we talking about Fortune Hunter? I didn't see
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right. Didn't want to assume, but
no, you're good.
Fortune Hunter, I don't know. Let's see how I can lay this out. So I started working on, I had this concept come to me mid to end of January this year. And the thing just started kind of right itself. Fuzz and I were talking earlier, and I'm like, I remember the story of Robert Plant, when Led Zeppelin was writing Stairway to Heaven, and how he said, he didn't even really write it. It was just something kind of guiding his hand. And I won't, go so far as to say it was something supernatural or mystic, but man, there was something that just wrote this story through me. Sure. And
was there. Yeah.
It was nuts. So the story plays out without giving, too much away. Her name is Olivia Fortune. And she's at the outset of the book, she's dying from a stage 4 brain tumor that's inoperable. She's in the hospital. It's really pretty ominous and dark. And I started the book off in black and white intentionally to set that tone and that mood. And she comes to a point where she decides that she doesn't want to live that way anymore because it's not life, and it's on the topic of suicide. And, she, decides that she's going to drag herself out of her bed and find some way to end things for herself, to take away her pain and the pain of her family. And she stumbles across a talking monkey, and I'll let you guys read the story to find out how that all plays out. But the monkey basically says, if you help me get back to where I come from, the land that I has a cure for what you have, and we can help each other out. So they go on this outlandish adventure that's very similar to an Indiana Jones type of story. Intentionally, the outfit even is an homage to Indy's outfit, that she wears.
Yep.
And there's a lot of nods and Easter eggs in there, nods to pop culture, Easter eggs to things that, especially for people that are our age and grew up in that same era, there's stuff that you're going to go, oh, I remember that. But the ending, I'm not even going to give you anything other than it's going to hit you right where it feels. And so this story was evolving and creating itself. And it took me a few months just to draw this book because I put a lot into it. But little did I know that the universe was kind of teeing me up for what was going to happen in my personal life through the next couple of months. Pretty tough stuff. I lost my brother to suicide, my younger brother to suicide. He was very ill, terminally ill, and decided to take his own life. And I don't agree with it. I understand it. I don't agree with it. But, and then my ex-mother-in-law, my son's grandmother, a week later, and I kid you not, a week later, died from the effects of cancer. She had finished her treatments and seemed to be doing well, and things just took a hard turn in a matter of moments. She was gone. So, and then my friend Cheryl last year met her selling books. Oddly enough, she was a jewelry vendor and very talented.
Mm-hmm.
Met her, we struck up a friendship, and last year she passed away from a brain tumor. And I didn't even get to say goodbye to her. We talked to her. I was talking to her one day. Then, a couple weeks later, she's gone, and I had no idea. Found out on social media. So it was really, so this book kind of all of a sudden, it took on a different meaning for me. Not knowing the story I was telling was going to be impactful for me personally, and the irony was almost painful at that point. But what I decided to do was take an opportunity to use what I have given to me, my talent for art and writing, and decided to say, okay, well, let's take this project that's already been a labor of love and intensive for me, and turn it into something where I can help other people with it. So my intention, the books are, and like Fuzz said, 64 pages, full color. There's some black and white at the beginning, but there's a process / sketchbook piece at the end that kind of talks through what I did and why in some areas.
Which is cool. It's really cool.
It gives you some insight into my head as to what I was doing. But the proceeds from this book are going to go to two places. They're going to go to cancer research, and they're going to go to suicide prevention. And I felt like that was my way to go through the process for myself and also honor the legacy of those people that were close to me and are no longer here. So in the very back of the book, there's photos of all three people in memory. And the inside back cover has all the contacts for suicide hotline, for cancer organization, and for Huntington's disease, which my brother was dying from.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing this to give back to those folks and put some money back in the pockets of those areas and take something that was horrible and turn it into something positive.
Yeah, and that the pictures at the end, they hit you right in the gut, especially knowing. I mean, I knew a little bit more backstory than probably I don't want to say most people, but I'm a little closer than like executive producer Dan or Jessica or something like that. So I kind of knew a little bit of backstory, but you see those pictures, it just makes it real. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
And it does. Everything ties in, everything. Like, I got to the end of the first read, I got to the end of it, and I was like, whoa, like it kind of blew me away. I'm like, you know what? I know I missed stuff. I know I did. So I went back and immediately started at the beginning and read it all again. And I picked up a couple things that I didn't notice the first time. I'm like, oh no shit. You know, like no, I can't say it. I can't I can't say it. Damn it. All right. Well, I missed some stuff in there that's like Easter eggs. They're like Easter eggs. You know what I mean? Find them and you're like, oh yeah, all right, you know. And then the next day I picked it up again. I'm like, I just felt like I had to read it again. It's very, very artfully done, man. It's one of the best works I think you've done, honestly.
Yeah, I would say that I'm my own harshest critic, I think, and you know, I'm going to say that this is probably the thing that's gone the best for me, and I'm the most proud of to date, anyway. And you know, it's one of those things where I kept picking it apart and picking it apart and picking it apart, and I went back and redrew a few pages after I initially had finished them and said I was done with them because I wasn't happy, and it needed to be right. It needed to be something that I could say I was proud of and that did justice to the memories of those folks that were, you know, that it was for. And that was just something that was super critical to me. And, you know, and in hindsight, it just all played the way that it was supposed to. I just would have had no idea at the start where I was going to finish.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it just when I hear the story, I'm like, wow. So for those of you that are wondering, you guys can pick these up. There's a couple different ways to get them. Executive producer Dan, by the way, says, sign me a copy and take my money, Myron.
Done.
So first off, it's MyronLauzon.com. Great place to go. You guys can also find some of the older stuff there, correct?
Yeah, everything's still listed. I
Okay.
still have stock on pretty much everything. A couple of books are getting low, so I'm going to have to do some reordering, but I definitely still have stock right now.
And then we have Psychofire 413 at hotmail.com.
Yep.
That's Psychofire is Psycho FYRE 413 at Hotmail. Is that correct?
Yep.
And Insta is at Psychofire_productions. Again, FYRE on the Psychofire. Facebook.com/Psychofire Productions. And then Twitter is at Myron Lauzon. You guys need to pick this book up. Now, the book is $25, worth every fucking penny and then some. A, because it's going to a great cause. B, it's just that good.
I appreciate
Speaking of that, excuse me for 1 second, but speaking of that, happy birthday, Kemp. Just throwing that out there. I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude. I forgot to do the happy birthday in the beginning of the show. And I saw Heather on and had to wish Kemper happy birthday.
I just wanted to say thanks for the support and appreciation, you know, through you. You've been right there since you and I have met. You've been right in my corner through all of the things that I've worked on and done, and I appreciate that, you know. And this, I just want to do what it's meant to do. You know, it's not about anything for me other than giving that money to where it needs to go. You know, my brother left behind an 18-year-old son, you know, who's a comic book fan and ordered one of these books from me, believe it or not, you know. And it's like, you know, he's important to me, you know, he's my family and he needs to work through this stuff. But I want to be able to honor his father and, you know, and my son's grandmother and my friend all in the right way. So that this book is, yeah, I mean, I put my heart and soul into doing it, not realizing where it was going to go. But I can tell you that I'm proud to be able to leverage what I can leverage in a fashion that's going to help somebody else at the long run. And, you know, don't ever think for 1 minute that you can't impact somebody's life if they're thinking about taking their own. You might be that you have them might be the one that saves their life. And, you know, don't ever shut that door when somebody's reaching out to you. You don't know what tomorrow looks like.
I can speak firsthand, and I did it. I did like an almost 5.5 hour stint on the phone with somebody who was having trouble and was ready to go. And luckily, it was I mean, it was a little alcohol induced, but I mean, this person suffers from bad depression. You know, mix the alcohol and the meds together, forget about it. It's
Yep.
bad news. You know what I mean? But I mean, obviously, your brother wasn't depressed per se. He had a disease. Now, can you tell me a little bit about this? What he had, and tell me a little bit about your brother, because I unfortunately I never got a chance to meet him. But
Yeah, no.
you know,
So,
everybody likes to talk about their younger siblings. So, tell us about little brother.
well, it's funny. Spent a lot of time together when we were younger, but we were 6 years apart. So I was hitting the age of going off and doing stuff, and he was still in school. So we didn't spend as much time. I used to bring him along. Took him to some shows at Winners. I can say that. When he was, he was an avid hunter and fisherman, and the best that I've ever met. Like, if you're into that stuff, man, the guy never missed. He never missed. There was always venison in the freezer, and he was a good guy that nobody would have anything bad to say about him. He was that salt of the earth guy, and he had many people that were close to him and cared for him. And but the Huntington's disease thing, it's a genetic disease. It travels through families. My mother died from it in 2003. She was one of 9 children. 6 out of the 9 are passed from it. There's a couple survivors. Her dad died from it back in the 60s, and back then they didn't know what it was. He died in a sanitarium. Had no idea what it was. It attacks the central nervous system. It destroys mental and physical faculties. The signs are usually small physical tics,
Mm-hmm.
involuntary motions, and things like that. And as it progresses, you lose control of musculature, bodily functions. But there's also a mental impact of Huntington's patients tend to be very violent, and a lot of that is aggression and anger coming from where they're going. But I watched my father suffer through a lot of things, and I was in my late teens and early 20s when a lot of that stuff happened. So
Mm-hmm.
well old enough to remember it. And so she died in a nursing home. And it was one of those things where she didn't die from the disease. She died from what the disease did to her. She got the flu. The simple thing is that, and
Wow.
part of her brain that controlled her body temperature had been destroyed by the disease, and her fever went up, and it never came down. So
Wow, man.
passed. But at that point, she didn't have any quality of life, so it's probably a gift that she went at that point. Not pleasant to watch. It's a very debilitating and awful disease. There is no cure. There is no cure. There are treatments to mitigate symptoms. My brother very vehemently denied treatment. He did not wish to do any of that. The last time I spoke with him, which was quite a while ago, he said he wanted to do it on his own terms. And
I respect that, bro. You know what I mean?
and when you talked about the depression, he was depressed, and that was part of what was happening because he knew that there was no way out, that it wasn't going to end well, and he had a plan. Not to get into his personal business, but he was under evaluation once before for having the conversation, and the family and friends did things to remove the weapons from his home, and he hid one. So he knew what he was going to do.
Yeah. And I mean, you and I had talked earlier. It was, it's I respect that, but it doesn't make it any easier on the people you leave behind. But I mean, to a certain extent, I get it, and I respect that. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
the only reason I respect it is because it was their wish. You know what I mean? Like that's ultimately what they wanted to do, and it's just somebody that's in that much pain and that much despair from knowing there's no cure, knowing that there's no coming back from it, knowing you can't fix it, knowing that it's just going to get worse.
Yep.
I mean, I respect that, dude. I do.
Yep. And the best thing that I can do, like I said, in honor of his memory, is to try to give something back to the people that are struggling like he was struggling, and maybe, just maybe, somebody's life can be saved because of those, that money and there's those efforts from those folks. So it's just one of those things when you hear it talked about all around you, but you don't know how it feels until it hits you in your own family.
till it gets right in your backyard. Yeah, I got you. So listen, dude, I'm trying to do this whole thing where I'm trying to get like either a segment of the show or a separate show entirely. And what I'm calling, I mean, it's probably not a good title, but it's the Tell Their Story show.
Mm.
And I want to basically have people come on the show and talk about like a story that someone who's passed or someone that, you know, they can't tell the story or whatever. Just, I mean, because I don't want people's stories to go with them. You know what I mean? That seems like I mean, so many people do so much good shit in the world that I would like to see people like kind of like tell the story one more time. And I know it's kind of putting you on the spot. Do you have a favorite story, a great story from any of the three that the book is about?
Yeah, I'm gonna share you one from my brother when he was younger. He was probably 15 or 16 years old. So that puts me in my, like 21, 22 ish. So I was playing in a band back then, my first band, called Riot Act, and we were playing a gig at Winners on one of the weekends. I don't know. I brought him along to lug my shit, basically. What are little brothers good for, but to help you cart around.
Of course, man, absolutely.
So we played a gig, and this, all the guys. I was living in Bennington at the time, or around Bennington, so all the guys were from Bennington. So, it was my buddy Mike Morris, who was the bass player at the time, and my guitar player Ken Pruden. So the three of us and my brother went back to town after our show, and went to this chick's house. I don't even remember her name. Somebody in town there, and we got pretty schnockered. We got pretty drunk, and my brother was in there, and he was having some drinks with us, and it was all right because we were staying. Then we went out and wandered around town at like 2 a.m, and a lot of debauchery and falling down drunk and all that stuff. So we all got back to the girl's house and passed out. And I woke up, hurting bad the next day. Woke up and sun's coming through the window, and I'm like, my brother's nowhere. I'm like, oh shit!
You lost your brother?
My brother, and I'm like, the first thing I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I get up, and I'm freaking out. So hungover and freaking out, not a good combination,
No.
Got to the point where I want to puke. So I open the front door and go out on the porch. He's laying on the porch face down because he puked off the porch. He fell asleep out there because he was so hurting and so messed up. So, I gave him a little kick, and he woke up and was hurting pretty bad. So I remember piling him in the car, and we went to Burger King to get some breakfast because we were both in bad shape.
Oh, that's awesome, man. See, it's stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stories like that are great, dude. I mean, it wasn't so great at the time. You probably felt like, 80 pounds of dog shit, but still, like,
but it's
stories like that are great, man.
Story, and it's a Saratoga Winners story. It's a drinking story. It's, I guess I introduced him to alcohol his first couple of times. That was
all the Saratoga Winners stories. Some of them stay in the vault. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that couch in the back could tell you stories. Oh,
don't ever sit on it. That's for damn sure.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Paul Ruckwood. I hear he broke his arm and was kind of banged up. So, Paul, I hope you're feeling better, dude, and get healed up soon, man.
Yeah, get well soon, Paul. I mean, see, that's the thing. Paul never does anything half-ass. If Paul goes for it, he goes. He broke his arm pretty bad, I guess. If Paul does shit, he just goes for it. Yep. He's like, I'm not just going to break my arm. I'm going to break my arm,
Fucking legend.
I think my phone just vibrated, but I've never heard that sound come out of it before. Wow, that was weird. That just freaked me out a little bit. See, dude, I got these like over on this, like there's a wall like right here. And if I move the camera, I'm going to be neurotic for the rest of the show because I won't be able to get it back in place again. I have 3, like, you know how hairstylists have like those mannequin heads that they cut the hair on? I have 3 of those like on little clamps on this little shelf right here. And they stare at me, and it's kind of creepy, but I like it, So I thought one of them was like talking to me. I'm like, whoa, dude, what the fuck, man? Because like this one, the one on this end, the closest to this shelf over here, or closest to the screen, I should say.
Yeah.
Her name is Brandy Lynn, and she's very prim and proper. She's a good girl. In the middle, we have Carrie Underwear. She's like Switzerland. She kind of like stays in the middle, and she looks kind of like Carrie Underwood, so that's why Carrie Underwear. On the end, this girl's okay. So Brandy Lynn is a brunette. Carrie Underwear is a blonde, obviously, and then on the end, this girl's name is Daddy Issues. That's her name. She has purple hair. She's wearing like one of those. You know how Trump had the Make America Great Again?
Yep.
This one came from Ted Nugent. It says reelect that motherfucker with Teddy's signature on it.
That's great.
Right? I mean, I had to have it. So she wears that. You know, she's out of control. Every time I try to go to bed, that's all I hear is her screaming in here. She's out of her fucking mind. So I have to kind of, keep the reins on her. And that's why Brandy Lynn kind of, I'm sounding a little psychotic, aren't I? So, anyways, my phone vibrated and I thought that fucking chick was talking to me.
You never know, dude. Stranger things have happened.
Dude, you know what? You never do know. And that's kind of freaking creepy. But you know what? It's not about me or my girlfriends over here. It is about you and Fortune Hunter. And this thing, dude, again, I can't say enough about it. Absolutely amazing. I couldn't put it down. Matter of fact, I'm sure at like 2 a.m, because I don't have to write any shows for a little while, I'll probably pick it up again and read it again. It's just that good, guys. It's $25. The proceeds go to the American Cancer Society and to suicide prevention. 2 great causes. I mean, how can you go wrong? The book's worth every penny plus some. As a matter of fact, send Myron like $45 instead of $25 because it's worth that much.
So, one of the things I wanted to share too with my partner in crime, partner in life, Becca, is also my proofreader when I do stuff, and I have her I send her PDF files and say, please look at this and tell me if I fucked it up badly or whatever, and so I send her over this copy, and I've sent her things as I'm working on stuff anyway, so she kind of knows what's going on. But so I sent her this thing, and I'm like, just do me a favor, read it, tell me if there's any glaring typos or anything, and give me your vibe on the story. She's like, I can't message you. I have to call you. And I'm like, uh-oh, that can't be good. And she calls me and she's like, I'm laughing and crying at the same time. And I'm like, that's when I know that it did what it needed to do.
Yeah, dude, it's got the elements in it, man. It's great. It's like it just gives you that, like, I couldn't put it down. It just it locks you in. It gives you that lump in your throat. And then you push the lump out by laughing your ass off. And I mean, I have one bitch about the book, and you already know what it is. I'm not going to say it because it'll give it away, but I'm pretty sure that at some point I'm gonna rally to at least get this into every one of your books from now on. I think it's got to happen because I just feel like I look at everybody, I look at all the characters, and I'm like, that motherfucker needs a green goatee, bro. That dude he should have a green goatee.
If 70 shows, there's some stuff in there you're gonna love. That's all I'm gonna say about it. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
We'll talk of that and green beard. Just put the two together. How's that sound? So where you guys can get this again, we'll go over. It's MyronLauzon.com, PsychoFire413 at hotmail.com. Fire is FYRE, folks. Insta at PsychoFire_Productions. Facebook.com/Psychofire Productions, Twitter at Myron Lauzon.
Yes, sir.
So now, do you have any more shout outs? Do you want to? I'll give it to you. You take as much time as you need. If you want to shout out to anybody, you want to say anything to anybody, the floor is yours, sir.
The only thing I'll leave you guys with this is that the outpouring has already been more tremendous than I expected it to be based on the other books that I've done. And, I've gotten good support from a lot of friends and family and such, but the woodwork, they're coming out of the woodwork right now. And, I did a limited print run of books. It's 50 copies, and it's in a square bound form. If you're a comic book person, you'll know, regular comic books are floppy with staples. This is a square bound graphic novel that's glue bound. So it's a prestige format. It's oversized. It's like the size of a magazine, not a standard comic book. I wanted it to stand out from the rest of the line. So it's important, for me. But I just want to thank you to all the people that have already, the people that pre-ordered it, the people that are hitting me with private messages. And I've been traveling all over the last day and a half or so, dropping off copies to people, that didn't order online but wanted to buy a book. And I'm willing to continue to do that until they're gone. And my intent and hope is that I can roughly come up with somewhere around, $400 to go in each direction. And if this does well enough where I can sell out of it, I may do another print run as well, just to try and keep going, because I feel like, there's the story will touch people in the right fashion. It's going to hit you in a spot that hopefully leaves you, some sad, some happy, and some hope. And I'll leave it there.
You hit every mark, my friend. That's all I can say. You hit every mark in this thing. This book is amazing. Guys, make sure you guys go out there. Psychofire413 at hotmail.com, Insta Psychofire_productions, Facebook.com/Psychofire Productions, Twitter at Myron Lauzon, and of course, MyronLauzon.com. You guys hear me say it 10,000 times on the show. 10,001 should be your cue. You guys go to MyronLauzon.com. Pick this book up. You will not be disappointed. Trust me. Executive producer Dan, he's on the hook for one, but you have to sign it because he's bougie like that. You know what I mean? He's got to have the best of the best. Yeah, I'm going to bring him in. Bring him back in. Here he is.
I will sign every damn copy that people buy.
And
and exactly. That's right. So now, Myron, one thing before you go, would you like to see a picture of me naked on a hobby horse at 4 years old?
What part of me just wanted to say yes?
There it is. I'll show it to you. I'm not shy, bro.
how about naked on a hobby horse at this age?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that. First of all, I don't think there's a hobby horse that can hold my fat ass. All right, period. And I'm not that much to look at, bro.
The old horse in front of the Kmart for the quarter.
Yep.
I don't even think that would hold me. I'm
Might hold for a second.
I mean, the aardvark is fairly impressive, but other than that, I'm not really offering that much. Be honest. So you said you were going to leave it at that, Myron. I'm going to leave it at that. And listen, man, I will be talking to you soon for sure. You know I love you like a brother, hate you like a sister, and I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you for sharing all that with us. And guys, go pick up this book up before you can't get it anymore, because I'm telling you, you're not going to want to miss it.
Peace, guys. Thank you.
Later,
Brother, I appreciate you, man. Take care. I'll call you.
Sounds good.
He's a
Good dude, man. I love Myron. He's the best. Absolute best for sure.
Uh-oh.
So what's new with you, man? Where are you going?
It's not
Where'd
me.
you go?
It's you.
That's not me.
I got a wagon wheel on yours.
I got a wagon wheel on yours.
I'm having trouble connecting. Uh-oh. I might be losing my internet.
Can you hear me?
Damn
Wow,
it.
that's not good, man. Am I frozen? I don't know what's going on. You back? You back? Was that you or me, dude?
Am I there?
Yeah, you're here. I got you anyways. Jess says she sees both of us.
I don't know.
I got the wheel on you. You got the wheel on me.
I'm watching it all happen over there on that screen. And I'm looking for my internet over here.
I think we both got too many goddamn screens going on. So listen, dude, listen. I got a secret. Now there's just me and you in here. I got a secret.
Me, you, and everybody else is watching.
No, just me and you.
Yeah,
I got a secret. Just promise you're not going to tell anybody.
I won't tell anybody but anybody that's watching. Okay.
So I was talking to R.A. Burris the other day, who's an amazingly talented local musician. I got the skinny on his new project he's doing. The band is called Grandstand Jockeys. I got a sneak preview of the song. It was called My Mind, and it was absolutely freaking amazing. I was like, oh, hell yeah. The new EP is called Win. There's 5 songs on it. It's in a mixing process now. Then it's going to be mastered at Sterling Sounds in Jersey by Randy Merrill, who is like a Grammy award-winning master mixer.
Right.
Master What do they call that guy? Is it a mixer? No.
Is it a producer? Aren't they the producers?
Master producer. I don't remember what the hell they call it. He's good. Let's put it that way. He's good, and he's worked with Foo Fighters, Paul McCartney, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga. Pretty heavy hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
so that's cool as hell, man. It's it was recorded over it with Dave Parker. The album art, and I got to see it. I can't share it, but I got to see it. The album art is done by Jerry Mates, who did the stuff for the Mighty Mighty Bosstones. Just kind of thinking that vibe, dude. It's killer. It's absolutely killer. There are some guest performances. Eric Bramer of the Clay People, Brian Mangini of the Ominous Sea Pods. Now, listen, dude, Burris plays everything on this, with the exception of like one bass line and some leads. Burris played everything on it. Drums, guitar, bass. I'm talking, yeah, it's good, dude. It's really, really good. Like I said, it's 5 songs. I can't give a lot of it away, but it's gonna be worth it. He's gonna come on. He's gonna come on and hang out when everything finally gets all said and done. He's gonna come on and hang out and
get him on for a show.
Yeah, he will. Hey, we know you too, Mr. Wilson. Good to see you. Robert, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
That's one
Nippertown Mohawk. That's right. There it is right there. The old Nippertown Mohawk. So listen, I got to get Niksen in here pretty soon. So I'm not going to nuke you this time. I'll just let you go gracefully. How's that sound?
Okay.
Thanks for all you do, pal. You know that.
You know.
What's going on, Jared? Holy shit, Jared. Damn, dude. Good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen Jared in freaking dog's age, man. Yes. Nippertown. Where are we at here? All right. So I have Myron is gone. I do have the What the Fuzz is going on sheet for this week. Just remember, guys, when I talk about this stuff on here, all COVID rules apply to most places. So, I mean, just assume that like masks are mandatory, that there's limited seating available, that there's social distancing needs to take place. COVID rules apply to pretty much every venue I talk about. I'm just saying that up front so I don't have to keep like repeating COVID rules apply. COVID rules apply. So just so you guys know. Okay, so let's get this done real quick. Saturday the 24th, Annie in the Water with Rich Ortiz is going to be at Frog Alley. It's 4 to 7. That is an in-person event. The Oldies show is at the Strand in Hudson Falls. Stephanie does an amazing job up there at the Strand. Go up there and check that out. 7 to 8:30. It's an in-person event, but limited seating is available, so make sure you guys call ahead. Jeff Brisbane album celebration / bar people benefit is at Putnam Place, 7 to 8:45. Limited seating also available there. CK and the Rising Tide is at Lark Hall in Albany, 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. and masks are required on that one. That was like in the fine print. It says masks are required. Show and Row live stream at Cafe Lena, 8 to 11 p.m. Limited tickets are also available for that. Sunday the 25th, The Wheel at Frog Alley. This is the one where Jim's jumping up and down like the wheel. He likes the wheel. The Wheel at Frog Alley. It's 4 to 7 p.m. Doors are at 3. Tickets are sold only by table. There's a max of 4 per table. It's a 200-person capacity. It's going to be on that. I think it's going to be outside on the deck on that big ass patio they have. So make sure you guys call ahead for that. Make sure there's enough seating available and to purchase your tickets, et cetera, et cetera. Deb Cavanaugh and Dandelion Wine are going to be at Cafe Lena, 7 to 10 p.m. Limited tickets are available for that one. Monday, the 26th, an online event at the Linda. Pop artist Tori will be there, 8 to 11. Make sure you guys contact Linda for more information on that one. And next Friday, the 30th, the Supper Club at the Hollow is featuring Erin Harks. Hilarious. She's funny as a comedian. She's amazing as a musician. So make sure you go check her out. 6 to 9:30 p.m. Limited seating and reservations are required. So if you're going to go up to that one, reservations are required for that. And the Bearsville Logic Live at Nanola, 7 to 10 p.m. That's next Friday for that one. So that is your Nippertown. What the Fuzz is going on. For more information, you can contact the venues and make sure you guys are going to nippertown.com and checking on the calendar. As soon as you open the page, in the bar up on the top, left-hand side says calendar. That's nippertown.com. Make sure you guys are going there and checking that out. What else did we get to? We got the first seat done. That's good. And then we're going to have Niksen. And the boys look like they're ready to go. So we might bring them in a little early. You guys ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Hell yeah. I got the thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now welcome Steven, Tom, Matt, and Ricky, the boys from Niksen. Gentlemen, how are you?
Guys, what's going on?
Good to see you, my friends. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys coming on. We're going to talk about your latest release. It's called Ghosts, and that's you're going to find it on most, if not all, platforms. You can also, there's a link at niksenmusic.com and linktr.ee/Niksen. That's a mouthful one. That's going to give you all the boys' links. Everywhere you need to go to find Niksen, that's where you go to find it right there. Fellas, how are we doing tonight?
Feeling good. You? Peachy.
Dude, I'm doing outstanding, man. I mean, I got to talk comic books with Myron. I get to talk music with you guys.
I know, but I heard some heavy topics, dude. That was rough.
Listen, we don't fuck around, man. We go right for the throat.
I didn't want to get canceled, so I didn't want to bring it up.
No, dude, I had to bring that out because it's such a scary fucking thing. Like people are out of their mind. Something like, what are you thinking? You know what I mean? Especially this
people in the world. Yeah.
high blank A. What the hell does that mean? Executive producer Dan sending me code. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But anyways, so how everything aside, how's everybody been doing during the pandemic? Nobody got sick, nobody got ill, nothing like that, right?
No,
we
All good.
Scared, especially in quarantine. But
I got tested 3 times.
yeah,
What's that?
What's that?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I got tested 3 times during this
You get
whole
the
thing.
all the way in the nose one, that nasty one?
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not a virgin anymore.
No thanks. Man. My kid had to get tested because he was exposed to one of the kids in school, and he was bugging. He's like, "Oh man, I'm not gonna get the thing on my nose." They swabbed the inside of his mouth. He was done. I was like, "Hell yeah, dude, you lucked out, man."
Yeah.
But
I know a couple of us. We had kids during the pandemic, so it was kind of a wild time. You know, young
this whole
kids.
thing's just a mess, dude. It's just a mess. Like this thing just came in and wiped out like the world as we know it. Basically, changed the world in one day like that. Crazy.
It really did.
It's nuts, man. So, speaking of the pandemic, how has the pandemic affected you, if at all, as a group, as a whole?
I mean, we started this album we've been a band about 3 years, okay? So this album took, almost 2 years to make.
yeah.
We were in the studio shut down. You know, we couldn't do anything. So we actually had a lot of time to sit and think about the music too, which was different. Instead of just sitting there, writing it and putting it out, we actually analyzed the whole thing, could add parts in the studio, and then relearn the songs to make them better for us. That was one way it affected us, and actually it was a positive thing for the album for us.
So you guys still got to write together, practice together, recording. Obviously, the studio shut down, but
Yeah, we took a couple weeks off here and there.
Yeah, we didn't get together every week, but then we started rolling it again once we could get back in the studio.
I know some people where you work, they were affected, and he had to go through the tests and quarantine and go through everything. So that definitely took a lot of time off from us.
Yeah, we didn't get together those weeks.
dude, I've been quarantining myself for years before this. I just hate people, so I'm good. I just stay away from everybody, anyways. Fuck that, you know.
Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Now,
So let's talk about you guys a little bit. I know you said you've been together 3 years now. How did you guys get the name Niksen and the way it's spelled and all that? How'd that come about?
Oh my god. Well, it's so hard to name a band, and anytime you Google or Facebook something, search it. You know, there's a band out, I don't know, Texas or something that's named that. So just writing lists and lists of different names and everything. Finally, one day I was I was hanging out with my daughter. She was like, I don't even know now, 6 months old then, and I was watching the Today Show. And they started talking about this Dutch concept of doing nothing, like just relaxing and unplugging from like the internet and all the social media stuff. And Niksen is just like a Dutch concept of meaning just to do nothing, to just kind of relax and have no real purpose, just to kind of reset your mind.
Just let go a little bit.
So I thought that was
That's
a great.
pretty cool, man.
I just thought it was a great name. And
Yeah, hell yeah, absolutely. Great concept too. I'd love to do nothing. That'd be awesome.
yeah,
Are you kidding me? Shit. So now this is the original lineup we have here, right? You guys are all the original boys?
We are.
yes.
We are all the original.
Where are you guys from? Are you super local or
Down around and Amsterdam.
I'm from Gloversville my whole life.
right? So you guys are basically in like the greater Nippertown area. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the upstate.
So we are gonna play this is the first single, I take it, off of the album. It's Stay Out of Sight, right? Is the first single?
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna play Stay Out of Sight. Can you tell us a little bit about the song before we play it?
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of meanings to it. It's just kind of how you look at it. And I like a listener to listen and get their own idea, truthfully. But if you're asking me straight up what the song means, it's meant, by the end of the song, it's meant to leave you feeling anxious. There's a character, he's hit over the head, and he has this out of body fever dream state that he goes in. And where it leads him is, thanks, dude. Where it leads him is basically to his own funeral, and he watches his wife and his kid bury him. And it's super depressing, you know. It just, his anxiousness keeps building, and then he comes to again. And when he wakes up, his wife and kid actually aren't even around him. No one's around. He doesn't know where he is, and he's looking for them.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the Sylvester Stallone movie, you know?
I'm getting anxious to listen to the description. Holy shit, man, that's awesome.
That's dark. That's dark, man.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
I'm jealous. You guys have a fog machine. That's bullshit, man. I want that thing.
We call him
Yeah, we call him Tommy. Tommy.
All right, I gotta stop screwing that. All right, listen, man, I'm getting off. I saw the Shining thing and I went for it. So we're gonna play. The first single. It's called "Stay Out of Sight." This is off their upcoming release. It's called Ghosts. You guys, you just let me know what you think about it, and try not to get too anxious through this. This is Niksen, "Stay Out of Sight," and we'll be right back.
Yeah, baby.
I would like to start my day, wash all the pain away inside. I can't ask why. There's blood-soaked enemies that brought me to my knees. The trees, they bent from the sky, and I won't continue to hide. is starting to fall as I make my way towards the sky. I realize that I'm fine. Build it up this time, just to watch it fall down. Gonna build it up this time. Where are you now? Gonna build it up this time, just to watch it all fall down. Gonna build it up this time. Where are you now?
Do you guys need to fire your video production guy, man?
What did you do, man?
Hey, I figured instead of having just one picture up there the whole time, I just throw a bunch of slides up there and let you guys kind of cruise across the screen, throw your links in there. But as I look
Thank
at it
you.
now, it's like third grade stuff, man. I'm not really that good at that shit. So, but you know what? It serves its purpose, so that's good.
Thank you. We're in plans to make a video actually right now, so we got a little behind on everything scheduling, but
That's cool. Well, when you guys make the video, man, come back on. We'll play it for you. Hell yeah, absolutely.
great. Thank you.
Love that.
Much appreciated.
So who's the one hiding? Tommy's the one that's hiding, right? Hiding in the corner.
There
He
he
doesn't
is.
want to be on screen.
Tommy, what kind of guitar is that white V?
This is Brandon Smalls. This is
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, get right in there, Tommy.
still signature Brandon Smalls. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good looking guitar, man. Definitely good looking guitar. So now let's talk about the band. We're going to talk about you guys for a little bit longer here. Now, there's always one in every band. All right. So who is the character in your band? Who's the prankster character kind of dude?
I think all of us.
Ricky, everybody pointed to you, dude. Everybody pointed to you, man. All right. Who's the most serious?
What's that?
Who's the most serious in the band?
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably our brooding leads
You
to
gotta crack the whip, you know?
Who's the most responsible in the band?
Matt.
Yeah,
For sure, Matt.
So let's talk about a little bit about the latest project you guys got. It is called Ghosts. You guys just got a little sneak preview, which stay on the site there. Now, who writes the songs for the band? Is it a collaboration? Is it one guy writes, one guy does the lyrics? How does the songwriting process go for you guys?
Yeah, so normally what happens is I have my acoustic guitar at the house. I don't want to wake the baby, so I go out on the porch, which is now under construction, which is great. So I don't even get to practice at home. So I normally write some kind of riff, send it to the band, they dissect it, and then when I bring it to practice, we go through other parts, try and come up with more, and then bring it to the studio and see where it takes us.
That's easy. Now, does it take you guys long to write songs? Do they come to you like pretty quick, or?
No, we already go
One at a time.
Yeah, one at a time. Yeah, some of them come super quick. Other ones, they take forever. It's just how it works. You got to chip away at them.
Now I know that this question is like it's kind of like asking which kid is your favorite, but I'm gonna ask you anyways. I'm gonna start with Ricky. Ricky, do you have a favorite song on the album?
Yeah, I would say Bruce.
Bruce? Okay.
Yeah, I really dig that song.
What about Tom?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Matt?
I probably don't have a favorite song.
No?
I don't think I can pick one.
What about you, Steven?
I would say 99 Fears, just because that was the first song I brought to this band when we started. And that one is just, every time we play it, especially live, it just gets more and more energetic. It's a kick-ass song. It's awesome. Yeah.
Too bad we're not playing another show.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta buy the album.
Yeah,
Whenever the album comes out.
Yeah.
No, dude, as far as Stay Out of Sight goes, the thing that hooked me was that little that little like breakdown area in the middle. It's like, yeah, hell yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
That got me. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh fuck yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely well crafted songs. Now, I'm sitting here trying to, and I kind of hate to do this, but just to give the people that are listening more of like a better idea of what your music is like. If you had to describe your music, is there a certain category that you guys would put yourself in, and what sets your music apart from a lot of the other music?
Good question, man. Wow.
Go for it, brooding lead singer.
Oh, thank you. What sets us apart? Well, let me start it off by saying we signed up for this website called slaps.com, and they on there, you can list your song. It's all artists, and they have to comment back. And basically, in order to post something, they have to comment on other people's stuff. So you're constantly getting comments, you're constantly getting likes, critiques. And a lot of them say that my voice and Tom's guitar playing is what sets it apart. We've heard drums, we've heard all over the place. If we had to classify it, I'd probably go with like an alternative type rock, blues, metal. It's kind of all over the board. It's heavy. It's not too heavy. You can understand the vocals for the most part. Yeah, it's maybe just straight up rock and roll, you know?
I like it. So this is always an interesting question, and the answers that I usually get, I'm not going to say they shock me, but I'm a little surprised when I get them. I'm going to ask you guys individually. I'm going to start with Tommy. Make sure you speak up, Tommy. If I were to open your phone right now, your music player, what would the most played song be on your whatever you listen to music on? What's your most played song that you listen to?
That's a good question. First of all, we open up music players seem like those sound runs from one end of the spectrum to the other. They have everything out there. The nastiest thrash metal to country music. Most played though. Well, I get to these moments when I start talking to stuff and I fell with a bunch of cocktail the other day. I had to listen to that stuff that lately. I don't know why. Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
I love everything. I love it all.
Let's go to Matt. Let's go to Matt next. Matt.
It's probably something that I listened to in my car because I was practicing it.
What?
Maybe like a Black Keys song or something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Did you say Y&T?
So, the Black Keys.
Oh, all right. I thought you said Y&T. I'm like, holy shit. Y&T is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, Y&T. That's more Tommy stuff. Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I'm old. What can I say? I'm 50 years old. What can I say, man? What about you, Ricky?
I love bands like Clutch and Rush, and we have Limp Bizkit written down here. Why? Why?
That's me, man.
Anyway,
Biscuit.
No, I don't say that. I'm into old school bands like Life of Agony, Helmet, and one that's from around here that I absolutely adore and love is Section 8. They were a huge hardcore band back in the days.
Absolutely.
Go to the shows at QE2 and Albany on Second Ave, and that was my life, just in mosh pits, constant mosh pits, insane.
Just go and lose your fucking mind. Hell yeah, dude.
That was my life. Yeah.
All right, Steve. What about you?
Yeah, it's same thing all over the board, from rap to rock to metal to death metal. You know, right now, Phoebe Bridgers. Honestly, I love her lyrics. She's a true songwriter. She's amazing. And her song Killer is amazing. It's really, really, it stands out above anything else I've heard. So
very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are getting a lot of press, I see, huh?
I was told today I'm famous.
Yeah. What happened today on your run?
Oh, I had so I deliver mail, and one of my customers came up to me and just goes, "I didn't know you were famous." I'm like, "You definitely saw the Toledo Herald, didn't you?" Just a local newspaper that's around.
Yeah.
And I had other people actually leave me the article in the mailbox today.
Oh, that's
So,
cool. Man. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's awesome to have the community looking out for you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the article. You guys were on Radio X today. You guys kicked off the local lunch day, right?
We did.
Yeah. And now you're out here. So
And,
you guys are all over the place. Man. That's the, and listen,
Yeah.
I was talking to Ricky earlier, and I'd sent him a message. Make sure you guys are like keeping tabs on everything you guys are doing. You know, with your press. Make sure you make a list of it, so that way when you go back again, you know who to hit up next time. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I mean, just document everything just for you guys. That's just if I was going to give you some advice. It's just that's probably the easiest way to do it. Just so you keep your shit straight. You know what I mean?
That's great advice.
So let's play another song. Let's do Bruise. I think this one's probably my favorite. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Bruise. Where'd Bruise come from?
Well, Bruise is about addiction. There's an addict who's always constantly trying to chase that high, and kind of battling with an angel and devil on the shoulder. You know, I want to get clean, or I want that fix. I want to, you know, I want to feel the best I've ever felt, or I'm going to die trying, basically. And he just wants an angel to sing to him one way or another.
Gotcha. So again, folks, I apologize for the horrible video. That's all on me. I'm the one that did it. So it's basically going to be the same pictures over again, same links, but what's important is the song. So let's give that to you right now. This is Niksen and Bruise. We will be right back.
This could be exactly what you need, and I could take nothing and walk away. So please spit out that garbage that lives in your mouth. Oh, say something and sing me to sleep. This is it, it's coming quick. All my friends, they feel rather sick. They hold me down and hold me true. The very same thing can happen to you as you take back the words you said. Something like this is all in my head. So hold me down and hold me true. Make sure my skin, it doesn't bruise. Make sure my skin, oh, it doesn't bruise. Every day's just like the rest. I need to take it, to take it, to take it, to take it all in. Oh, so I can feel with air without my lungs. Feel it as it warms the tongue. I mean, I'm getting better. At least that's what was said. This is it, it's coming quick. All my friends, they feel rather sick. They hold me down and hold me true. The very same thing can happen to you as you take back the words you said. Remember when I'd be better off dead. So hold me down and hold me true. Make sure my skin, it doesn't bruise. every day. Make sure my skin, it doesn't bruise. And she replies, I sing, live and let die until everything's fine, and I know it can never be. And it hurts deep inside. I have to keep trying at least until it's time to leave. I sing, live and let die until everything's fine, and I know it can never be. And it hurts deep inside. I have to keep trying at least until it's time to leave. It's time to leave. You gotta sing. Oh, please just sing. You gotta sing. Sing to me.
Dude, that's fucking dirty, man. God damn. Oh, I love that fucking song, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So now, do you guys have any upcoming shows, gigs that you guys need to announce, or now that things are opening up, do you guys have anything planned gig wise or anything like that?
We do, yeah. It's June 11th at Putnam Place in Sarasota.
Just got told today that we can talk about it.
We're gonna jump on a show with Nick Eponymous and Sunset Grim,
Nice.
and it's the Chaos Collective. Yeah, that's not the band, that's the promoter. Yeah.
Are you guys excited to get back on stage? I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
So excited.
I live for it.
18 months.
I don't think anybody that I asked that question to says no. There's nobody, you know what I mean?
The only thing I do in my life is I play Dungeons and Dragons, and then live shows.
Let's not talk about that. Anyway.
All right. Unfortunately, we are at the end of the interview, my friends. But before we go, I like to turn it over to you guys. It's what I call shameless plug time. Anything you guys want to, shout out to anybody, anything you want to tell the folks, start one at a time. Start with you, Ricky, and go. You guys got the floor.
Oh my God. Go ahead, go right here. Do it.
All right, I guess I'm
Do it.
We wrote it down because we didn't want to miss anybody. So we'd like to shout out our families and our wives for being so patient with us.
Oh, I forgot about my wife.
Yeah, your wife.
No, I'm just kidding.
Who actually help in every way possible. They help us with our image. They
She loves me.
Photo, everything. They take care of our marketing. Yeah, they're great. That's why we're married to them. We'd like to thank Tim Lynch, who actually he recorded us at the record company. That's Tim's business.
Tim is the Jedi Master.
Yeah, he's a mastermind. Brian Lucy, who mastered our album. All the staff at WEXT, WEQX, they always air the bands we're in. They must like us a little bit, So, our friends for all the support, especially there's a girl named Nikki. Her stage name is River Costa, and our friend Anthony Pavada, who he is in Tom's band. Sorry, I'm trying to read here. In Tom's band verbatim, he's the singer.
They did some guest vocals.
They did some guest vocals on the album. We'd like to thank Joe Chaos, Lita Harold, Radio X, Nippertown, and Cat Underground. And you, Buzzy. Thanks for having us, Buzz.
It was my pleasure. Believe me. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys got it going on, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. I wish you guys luck. Be careful out there. I will go over your stuff for you guys. Folks, the band is called Niksen. Their new project is Ghosts. It's going to be available on all platforms, Spotify, iTunes, now on Bandcamp. It's NiksenMusic.com is their website. Facebook.com/NiksenMusic. Instagram.com/NiksenMusic. Twitter, they're Niksen Music. Link tr.ee/Niksen. Is it Niksen Music or Niksen? On Linktree. Just Niksen, right? I want to make sure I didn't get that right. Merch, if you guys want to get it, is at NiksenMusic.com. Boys, it has been my pleasure. I appreciate you guys coming on, taking your time to talk to the folks, to play your stuff for us. It's been my pleasure. Believe me. You guys are now that you've been on, you guys are honorary degenerates. You guys can feel free to come in anytime you guys want to come on. You guys send me a message, and you're welcome anytime.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, boys, behave yourself, especially you, Tommy, troublemaker. All right, guys, that was Niksen. Take care, boys. We'll see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool bunch of dudes. There he is, executive producer Dan. Hey, we've come to the end of another one, my friend.
Yeah, we did.
I am out of stuff. All out of stuff. There he is. Paulie Bean. What's up, my brother? Hey, listen, man. I hope you have a speedy recovery, man, my friend. C608. Anybody wants to go up there and bring Paulie a pizza or something, AMC. Right on over. C608. We all know where it is now. Paulie, it's good to see you, man. Dude, I love you, man. I hope you get well soon, my brother. So yeah, executive producer Dan, we had a full show tonight, man.
There he is.
We had Myron, we had Niksen, we had you.
Yeah, we had a bunch of awesome people in.
We had a nuke go off.
Yeah.
We have a special message for you.
Yep. I got a special message for you.
Oh, that's so wrong, dude. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
You are a dick.
So do you got anything to say to our degenerates out there, or are you all good?
Just keep tuning in, man. Keep this thing growing.
That's all we can do, man. Share it with your friends, guys. If you guys aren't already subscribed, youtube.com/thatfuzzin518 show. Subscribe, like, and share. The share is the most important part. Get your friends involved. Let's get as many degenerates as we can in here. Have fun on a Friday evening. Facebook.com/518fuzzy. If you're on the YouTube side, come on over to Facebook and hang out over there. Follow, like, and of course, share. Yeah, that's it, man. Subscribe and share. It's about all we can ask for to people, right?
Yeah.
Special thanks to Niksen. Special thanks to my man Myron Lauzon. Special thanks to Nippertown, Ralph over at Capital Underground, Jim Wortman over at lefthandcreation666.com, Jess over at Nautiskulls. I mean, the list goes on and on. We have friends of the show all over the place. Make sure you guys stay tuned in to the closing credits. You guys will see a list of the friends of the show. Go to their sites, go to their pages, show them some love. Buy all the stuff that Niksen's got to offer because they're local, and we love all local people. Bandcamp, go over to Bandcamp, buy some local music, buy some local merch. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some executive producer Dan merch. You can sign that. People can buy that shit. How's that sound?
Sounds fantastic.
All right, man. What do you think? Should I nuke your ass one more time?
Sure, why not?
All right, say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Get out. He's gone. There he goes. Kaboom. Executive producer Dan's out the door. And you know what? I'm out the door too, folks, because I'm all out of stuff. I'm all done. That's it. I can't, you guys only get a little bit of me every week, and then your little bit's up. So make sure you guys are tuning in next week to the show. It's going to be another amazing show, as it always is. Listen, all kidding aside, I appreciate each and every one of you that takes their time to come and watch me on a Friday evening. I know there's a lot better stuff to do, but we got a whole bunch of people in the chat. We got a whole bunch of people tuning in. Guys, share with your friends. Let's get a whole bunch more people in here. Let's get this thing. Let's build this community of degenerates together, and let's make this something big. YouTube.com/thatfuzzing518 show. Subscribe, like, and share. Facebook.com/518fuzzy. We also have the store over there. It's teespring.com/stores/that-fuzzing-518-store. You guys can get all the fuzz merch over there. There is a shitload of it, and it's all sitting there waiting for you to grab. So make sure you guys head over there. Here's your bedtime story, folks. And we are done. See you guys next week, next Friday, 8 p.m. next Friday, guys. We'll see you then. Till then, be careful. Take care. See you.